Good morning and welcome to Mayor's Weekly. Joining me this morning is Billy Wade, who is our senior leadership in our street department. And something that I promised early on when we rolled out the 4-point plan is we get the projects underway that we would report periodically on progress that's being made. And that's what I want to do this morning with regard to the Sherry Auditorium, which will be the location of the new city hall down the road. And the contract was signed probably a month ago. Work got underway at the beginning of the second week of this month. And right now the work has been focused primarily on internal demolition and pulling out all of the things that are not needed there to begin to reconstruct that facility in a way to accommodate City Hall. One of the things that the contractor allowed us to do is take part in some of the demolition, resulting in some really nice savings to the city. Of course, we have our landfill where the material that's coming out can go there. We have track hoes, we have dump trucks, we're doing the hauling, that sort of thing. And Billy Wade has been responsible for that and was on the ground there every day. And Billy, if you would, just kind of give us an overview of what's happening there and the progress they're making.
Well, Mayor, I appreciate you having me. Yes, we started about a month ago going through and getting everything cleaned out for what the city had. Taking it, things we could use. Some of it we may reuse in the Sherry Auditorium.
Well, Billy, let me say something right there on that. What I saw when you started taking out, everything I saw coming out of there qualified as junk.
Pretty much it was.
And a lot of it.
For the last, I'd say 15 years, that's what it's been.
Yeah.
It's just been a junkyard.
Yeah.
But, you know, phase one, we get everything we could get out of it.
Right.
Get that going. Contractors came in, they started gutting out the inside. They've been taking out the floor, the walls, everything that going back to the original rock back when it was made in 1938, old WPA rock. Once they get all that, they'll go through the ceiling tiles, they'll start checking what the next thing they come in. Everything is back right now to the original rock. The roof, they'll start on it next once they get everything stabled. But one of the interesting things about Sherry is every bit of that WPA rock come out of the creek right beside it.
Every bit of it?
Every bit of it. They had a rock quarry at one time, and that's what information I gained on it, that it's all being, if we need more, we've got it in the creek.
Well,
but it's just amazing how you can take things and reuse it. Right now on this phase, they'll start taking up the ceiling tile, putting it out, and again, like the mayor focused on, if the city is hauling this off, saving us thousands of dollars that we can reuse.
Well, Billy, I saw air conditioning duct material that had been pulled out, and when this interior demolition is finished, probably what you walk into is just a shell. Is that right?
That's exactly what it looks like now.
Then the things that then you begin to build back the electrical phase of it, plumbing, insulation, that sort of thing. And Billy, I know you met yesterday with the architect and engineers looking at the structural integrity of the building to see if it would accommodate certain equipment inside to facilitate the demolition. Now, I know you shared with me yesterday that the decision has been made that the building will get a gray real slate roof on it, and it's going to really, really be pretty.
Oh, it does.
On top
This
of
is going
the
to be a fantastic thing for Jasper, because not only are we fixing up an old historical building, but we're fixing City Hall at the same time.
Yeah. Well, when will the exterior? I know we being the city took off the facade on the back side of the building, expose the right wall. And of course, that drive-it facade is all the way around the building. When will that start, Billy? Do you know yet?
Yeah, today and tomorrow they'll finish getting all the tile up from the inside. Once they get all of this up and we get it hauled, then they'll start on the outside exterior walls up front. Once that's removed and they get the roof, they'll do everything on the outside to hold it in. Then they'll start on the inside.
Well, so we could see some outside demolition soon.
You'll probably clean that Monday.
Monday. Well, Billy, let me ask you this. Of course, we know, based on what you shared with me, that we get a new slate roof. How exposed will the construction be, or maybe I should say it this way, is there a chance that construction, when they start taking the roof off, be delayed by weather, or can they secure it in such a way that they move along? You may not know that.
Really, I don't. I mean, the weather getting up on the roof, there's kind of an iffy, but I don't think that there's going to be a lot of hold up on it. Not the way it's looking now.
Right. Well, one of the things I shared with you a few weeks back, too, about closing streets, and there was a temporary closure of 17th Street. This past week, the Jasper Utilities Board had to relocate a sewer line to accommodate that facility, and that's what that was about. And I think they finished their work, didn't they, Billy?
They did.
So,
They were adding water lines so that we could run a sprinkler system and have the water for inside the building also, and that's what they were focused on there.
right. So maybe next week we see exterior demolition, and probably not too far into the future, we will begin to see signs of the build back.
Oh, yeah. You
And,
definitely see that.
I know the contract calls for the contractor to have a year to do this project, and I think we're off to an amazing start. Hopefully, we're ahead of the game, and to have our people work in tandem with the contractor's people in this demolition certainly cannot hurt, because if we had not were not a part of it, then that contractor would have had to have some outside party come, and when can they get here, and our folks are on standby as the demolition refuse builds up. It's moved that day or the next day at the latest, is it not?
That's true. And let me focus on one other thing, that us doing the work up here of hauling, nobody's getting left out as far as your brush, your leaf, your garbage. It's not hurting any city services.
Right, good. And that's a very good point, Billy. We have the human resources and the equipment to manage this project, and at the same time continue with the other things we do across
Yes,
the
sir.
city. And let me share one thing with you as we wrap up, and we'll be talking about this probably a couple of weeks out. We have just received an acceptable paving bid for citywide paving work. I fully expect that the council, at their next council meeting, will approve this bid, and as soon as that's approved, it'd be premature for me to delve into that before the council approves it. But as soon as it's approved by the council, we'll give you an overview of what to expect and when we think you can expect it. Of course, weather does play a role in paving, and we saved a great deal of money by electing to delay the paving. We received a bid some time ago that was totally unacceptable, and what we have today, and we'll talk about the savings, and I think you'll agree that the savings very significant, and so you'll see paving going on across the city, and probably late spring when the weather will allow that. So that's an update on Share Auditorium. We will continue to bring you updates on that. We're talking with the architect on the Sportsplex, and hopefully we'll have the final materials and plans necessary to put that project out for bid by the end of March, maybe sooner than that, and we'll keep you posted on that. But drive by, you can see the demolition underway at Sherry Auditorium. There's a sign out front that with an architectural rendering of how that facility will look upon completion, and it's just going to be a grand structure and be a terrific add to our city. So we appreciate having you with us today, and as always, send us our questions and we'll provide answers. Look forward to being with you again soon.